All right, great. So, hello everybody and welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me here on the Ultimate Brain Hack webinar. Hopefully you can all hear me. Now, in a couple of moments' time, we are going to begin this amazing 1-hour seminar, and I guarantee you're going to be inspired by what I share with you. Plus, you've joined us on a really special day because we've got two incredibly special guests, so stick around for that. Now, I think everybody is here, so we are going to begin the webinar now. So I'm going to slip on these headphones and flick to the screen.
And there we go. So you should be able to hear me now. And that is it. Let's begin. So, a very, very big hello to everyone and an official welcome to the Ultimate Brain Hack webinar. A very, very special thank you for all of those that are joining us here today. And I'm going to start right now, right off the bat, by guaranteeing to you that over the next hour, you're going to get a genuine education on exactly how your brain works. And I'll be sharing with you one scientifically proven technique for rocketing your brain power, all in just a few minutes each day. Now, you're going to leave this webinar knowing so much more about your brain than you ever knew before, even though you're using this amazing tool every living moment of your life. And I'm going to be sharing with you the precise details on how you can hack your brain to really unleash its potential. And by that I mean I'll show you how to release stress, increase your relaxation levels, take control of your emotions, think sharper, improve your memory, boost your mood, increase your energy levels, sleep less, and of course sharpen your overall brain power. And you can get started with this technique that I'm going to be sharing with you the moment that you finish this webinar, with nothing to buy and nothing to click. Just use this technique and be amazed at the results. And unlike most of the fluff in the self-development and the personal growth world, the stuff that I'm going to share with you is 100% proven by science. You'll even get the references so you can go check it out for yourself. This really is the real deal on hacking your brain, and I know that you're going to love it. So please stick around for the next hour and make sure you really soak up this material. And some of what we're going to discuss today will quite literally save you 70,000 hours of personal development exploration. You're going to find out why just a little bit later on. Now, I've got to say that you've joined us perhaps on our best ever webinar because we've got two really awesome guests joining us today. We've got Mr. Harvey, known as the Binaural Beats Geek. He's the man behind the Everyday Visualization System. And one other very, very special guest. I'm not going to say much more, but this is genuinely the best possible webinar you could have joined us on. I won't say much more. Please stay tuned to find out, because this guy is a real star for one very special reason. Okay, well, without further ado, it is time to get started. So, welcome. Let's start with the introductions. Well, I am Carl Moore. I'm the author of the best-selling books, The 18 Rules of Happiness and The Secret Art of Self-Development. I'm the director of Inspire 3. I helped to create the Brainwave College, and I'm actually the founder of over 200 personal development websites, including Binaural Beats, one of the world's first brain power audio websites. And today, in this webinar, I'm going to be your guide on a journey into your own brain, and I'm going to help you to discover how you can unlock your own brain's potential in ways that you've probably never even considered. So let's just get settled down now and think about the brain for just a moment. Now, you've got one, I've got one, and if you use it correctly, your brain has the potential to change your life forever. The human brain is a 3-pound organ. It contains a staggering 100 billion brain cells. It can process thoughts at thousands of kilometers per second. It contains left and right hemispheres, each dealing with specific functions. And its cortical networks can rewire themselves, effectively remapping the mind as required. Yes, the brain is one incredibly powerful machine. And when you learn to truly harness its staggering power, you'll find yourself amazed at the results. Now, for a moment, I want you to think of all the people in the world that you consider to be the most successful. Now, maybe you're thinking of Einstein, or Bill Gates, or Warren Buffett, or Richard Branson, or maybe you're thinking of people that you admire like comedians, or writers, or actors, or maybe even family members that you really look up to. Now, we all instinctively know that these people have incredible intelligence. They always know what to do at the right time. They have amazing brain control. The comedian comes up with the quick-witted line at just the right moment. The entrepreneur keeps churning out awesome ideas each day. The writer produces book after book quickly and easily. Having a powerful brain can dramatically change your life. But the benefits of a strong brain don't stop there. By building your brain like you'd build a muscle, you can begin to enjoy even greater power over your mental faculties and boost what you can do with your brain. You see, a healthy brain, a healthy mental muscle, will automatically let go of stress. It'll relax more. It'll enjoy sharper thinking with an excellent memory. It'll be more creative. It won't require as much sleep each night. It'll become a master of its own emotions. And when you start to take true command of your brain, you start to command the rest of your life too. And when you really think about it, doesn't everything in life really start inside the brain? Most people call this state of brain optimization being in the zone. It's that period when everything just seems to work, everything flows. You just sit back and enjoy being in that peak performance state of mind. And we all flick in and out of that state from time to time. But what if you could tap into that peak performance state whenever you wanted? What if you could basically trade in your existing brain for a faster, sharper brain with so many new features you'd hardly know where to start? It's like getting an upgrade to your operating system on your computer or your mobile phone. Suddenly everything works faster, more efficiently, and so much better than ever before. The bugs have been removed. Things just flow. It's not stressful. It doesn't take more time or energy. Everything just works brilliantly. Your brain has been upgraded. That is what it's like being in a peak performance state of mind. Now, wouldn't it be cool if you could hack your brain so all of that could happen automatically? Well, stay tuned, because I'm going to show you how in this webinar. But firstly, just for a moment, consider the opportunities that enhanced brain power could bring to your life right now. It could help to rocket your career by getting smarter, thinking faster, closing more deals, and stealing that promotion. It could help you to boost your business by making better decisions, coming up with more creative ideas, getting the drive you need to fulfill your goals. It could help you in your personal life as you learn to live more in the flow, to master your emotions, to become a stress-free and more relaxed individual. And it can help you in other areas too. Taking true command of your brain power, as we'll show you later in this webinar, will enable you to rocket your energy levels, to boost your mood, and even to be able to sleep less each night. Imagine being able to tap into a reserve of energy inside you right now, an extra dozen batteries all waiting to give you that extra boost that you need, all by using one simple trick. Are you ready to learn it? Well, this is one simple method that is guaranteed to bring about all the benefits I've just discussed. It isn't fluff. There is a single easy-to-do technique that has been scientifically proven to bring about all of those benefits of enhanced brain power and so much more. It can help you let go of stress, enhance relaxation, sharpen your thinking, get into the zone, boost your brain power, relax deeper, and so much more. And the crazy thing is that you already know about it. Since the 1970s, there have been more than 3,000 scientific research studies undertaken on this technique, covered at over 200 independent universities and research institutions. Now, before I discuss and share this really very specific technique with you, I'd like to share with you a few of the findings of those research studies. And this is really important, so please just bear with me whilst I cover them. You see, studies by Yale, Harvard, MIT, and the Massachusetts General Hospital showed that this technique increased grey matter in the brain, particularly in areas responsible for attention and processing sensory input. They also found that this technique slowed down the brain's natural aging process. A scientific research paper published in the Psychiatry Research Neuroimaging Journal found that using this technique for several weeks had a measurable effect on the brain, boosting the grey matter found in the hippocampus, responsible for learning and memory, and reducing the grey matter in the amygdala, the area responsible for stress and anxiety. In fact, hundreds of studies have shown that within minutes of using this technique, anxiety levels reduce and the stress hormone cortisol declines rapidly, and DHEA levels, responsible for maintaining brain cells, rapidly increase. Another study by Yale, Harvard, and MIT found that this technique increases reaction speed, correlated with overall intelligence levels. A further study found that this technique helped to increase IQ scores. The journal Emotion found that this technique improves your working memory, helping you to manage information, to control emotions, to solve problems, and to glide through complex thought. In short, this technique makes you more productive. Researchers at the Leiden University in the Netherlands found that this technique helped people to become more creative, generating new ideas and coming up with better solutions to problems. Prashant Kaul and several others headed a study which found that this technique reduced the need for sleep without any negative effects on their regular activities or their responsiveness. And that is all just the beginning. Now, I have delivered this webinar a few times now, and the biggest piece of feedback that I've received is that I ramble on too much about the scientific research. So I'm going to very briefly tell you about the other studies and what they found out about this technique. And if you need more details and references, please do get in touch with us. The science shows that this technique helps people to multitask better in life situations. It increases the oxygen supply to the brain. It reduces negative emotions and assists with learning, memory, and self-realization. Hundreds of research studies, such as one by John Kabat-Zinn, PhD, of the University of Massachusetts Medical School, found that this technique had a positive and dramatic effect on the left prefrontal cortex, making those that use this technique significantly happier and calmer than before. In fact, it was used by the US Marines in 2010 to improve moods and to boost working memory. It can help lessen depression and fatigue. This technique can help people get themselves out of mental traps. The technique results in higher levels of gyrification. In other words, it helps people to think faster. This technique helps in improving relationships and developing more empathy. It's been proven to help increase mind-body coordination. This technique can help to decrease insomnia. And there are a whole load of health benefits too. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that this technique can help with health issues such as allergies, anxiety, asthma, binge eating, depression, fatigue, heart disease, high blood pressure, pain, sleep problems, and substance abuse. It can help to lessen your sensitivity to pain. It can help with menopause and hot flushes. In fact, one study presented at the American Heart Association annual meeting recently reported that this technique could reduce the risk of heart attacks and strokes by a staggering 50%. Dr. Robert Keith Wallace published findings of his research in the International Journal of Neuroscience, stating that this technique helps to lower your biological age by 12 years after using this technique for just 5 years. In other words, you could potentially live 12 years longer just by practicing this method for 5 years. Not to mention the research published in 2011 in the journal Psychosomatic Medicine found that this technique increased sexual experience. But we're getting slightly off track there. So, what is this amazing technique that seems to be so incredibly well documented? Well, you've already heard of it, and it is, wait for it, meditation. Okay, now please don't leave just yet. Meditation is one of those things that everyone knows they should do, but few people actually ever get around to trying it out. It just seems like you're spending a lot of time sitting around when you could be doing something more useful. Yet, as the studies that I've just mentioned and thousands of others have found, meditation has some incredibly seriously huge benefits. I mean, these positive results are massive. An extra 12 years on your life, the potential to operate at your absolute peak performance 24/7. Surely it's worth another look at. And meditation in its most basic form is really easy to do. At its simplest, you can just take time out, get comfortable, close your eyes, relax your body, and allow your thoughts just to drop away. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes to begin enjoying the benefits of meditation. Just empty your mind and relax into the moment. But you are right. You're absolutely right. I know what you're thinking, and you're right. Meditation does take time, and it can be boring. See, for the best results, you've got to meditate for at least 2 to 3 hours per day. In fact, Zen monks have been observed to enjoy the greatest benefit of all, and they meditate for at least 4 hours per day. Now, over the course of 50 years, that's the equivalent of 70,000 hours. Now, do you really have that much time to spare? Because, don't know about you, but I don't. So in a moment, I'm going to be sharing with you a little secret that will enable you to literally save that time and yet still continue to gain all of those amazing benefits. And this is a brain hack that is totally proven by science. Now, to help us introduce this cool concept, I'd like to introduce you to the very first of my special guests today. He's known as the binaural beats geek. He's the founder of the Everyday Visualization System, and he's here speaking to us today from Australia. It's Mr. Carl Harvey. Hello, Carl.
Hello, Carl. Hello. Thanks for having me, mate. How are you?
Oh, I'm very good. Thank you very much. Hello, Carl. Sounds a bit like an echo around here, doesn't it? Anyway, it's great to have you here on the webinar today. Thank you so very much for joining us. Now, we've been talking so far about the life-changing benefits of meditation and the many scientific reports which show how meditation can really change your life. Now, I know that you've used meditation an awful lot to change your life, and I wondered if you could perhaps share just a bit of your story with us.
Yeah, I'd love to, actually. I used to work in a real high-pressure sales job, and I was cold calling C-level executives day in, day out. And as you can imagine, that was quite stressful, and there was an awful lot of rejection and being told no and various other things, often more strongly than just no. And I was straight out of university, and my self-esteem and confidence was taking a massive hit. So that's what kind of opened my eyes to looking for ways to deal with that stress, basically. And I started to read about meditation, and I was intrigued. I mean, I kind of liked the sound of it. I was very skeptical, to be honest. It sounded a little bit out there. I got a law degree. I'm quite a rational guy, and it didn't seem to fit. But I figured, being open-minded as well, I'd give it a go. And although I struggled with the actual art of meditation in learning it, because it does take quite a lot of time and effort to get good at, I did notice benefits right away. I went from being very stressed and anxious and suffering from depression and having these horrible moments of self-doubt and worry and not believing in myself, to these blissful moments of peace, of being in the present moment, of increasing in confidence and feeling that my thinking was actually sharper, and I was being more creative, and I was actually generating this sense of momentum and confidence and self-belief, and it truly impacted in my life in a million ways. So, I mean, that's a really kind of a brief overview, but I did honestly go from having all of this stress and anxiety to feeling really, really good about myself and really confident and actually taking action on goals that were far more important to me. It had a profound impact on my life.
Yeah, and I think that the benefits of meditation are huge, and people just don't realize just how amazing those benefits are. They think meditation sounds very, very boring. But when you look at the amazing reports, as I mentioned earlier, over 3,000 scientific studies that prove the amazing powers of meditation, when you look at those scientific reports and when you realize how simple meditation can be, just literally relaxing, sitting back, letting go of thoughts, allowing your mind to empty, and acknowledging thoughts that come up, allowing them to dissolve. When you realize how simple it is and how profound the benefits are, it's like, wow, I should be doing this now.
Absolutely, and the more I started meditating and getting these results, the more I had to sanity check it by doing all of the research and reading all of the reports. Because I was like, I'm going crazy, because I started feeling really, really good, and you're almost giving off this energy, just this certain confidence. They're saying that changes that people respond to. Only yesterday, actually, I got sent a video of the filmmaker David Lynch talking about the impact on meditation on his creativity and his filmmaking. And he's talking about, and that guy, he comes across as incredibly enlightened. The video's on YouTube, but he's talking about how much more creative and inspired he was when he meditates every day. And that's something I can absolutely relate to, not in necessarily creating art like he does, but just in coming up with solutions to everyday challenges. Like if I've got a problem in my life or a decision to make, usually, or in the past, I used to stress and worry and doubt myself, whereas now I just make sure to meditate on it, allow my mind to calm down, and boom, all of a sudden you get insights and you get a clear understanding of where to go next. It's incredible for thinking as well as the stress reduction, I guess, is the best way of describing it.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the first benefits that people notice when they first get started meditating. They begin to relax more, they let go of stress and anxiety and worry, and that's kind of almost the basic stuff, really, because once you begin meditating more, once you really get into it, you move beyond that and you shift into the really exciting stuff, the sharper thinking, the boosting of your brain power, the better moods, and it's all there just for the taking, just by meditating.
Yeah, completely, mate. I sell it to my friends and family on the stress first and foremost, because that's the most immediate thing. Because you can meditate or you can use some brainwave tools, which I think we're going to talk about in a bit, and that just generates that stress reduction practically instantly. Like literally within a few minutes, you feel the difference.
Yeah. And, one of the problems, I think, with meditation is that it can take just so long. That process of taking out a big chunk of time in your day to meditate can really put a lot of people off. To gain those awesome results, you actually have to meditate for 2 to 3 hours a day. And that's a problem, obviously, for a lot of people, because people just can't spare that amount of time. So, Carl, how do you get around that?
Yeah, great question. And that was the challenge I found myself in. On the one hand, I was absolutely loving the results I was getting from meditation. But on the other hand, it was taking me forever to get into the meditative state where all of these benefits are kind of revealed to you. So I started researching, I started reading about it. I was looking for solutions to the problem. And I found out about this science of brainwave entrainment, and started to read about it more and more. And the more I read, the more research and clinical studies there were backing it up. And I was like, why haven't I not heard of this? Why is this not in the mainstream? So in a nutshell, brainwave entrainment, and this isn't a new science, this has been around for a long time. I'm sure you've got the exact dates, but it works by influencing your brainwaves. This guy, Gerald Oster, discovered that if you play one audio signal into your left ear and another different audio signal into your right ear, your brain has to create a resonance, a harmony, to understand both of the brainwaves. So it sounds a little complicated, but basically one audio tone in your left ear, one in your right ear, and it affects your brainwaves. Now, very simply, when you are meditating, when you're in a meditative state, your brainwaves are affected, and that's what creates the results, the positive results that we're talking about. Brainwave entrainment technology is basically a shortcut. It helps you cheat. So rather than relying on my skills as a meditator, my ability to let go of my thoughts, my ability to calm my mind and come into the present moment and do all of these relaxation exercises, which are all great, but take time, and as a very busy person, it can be frustrating. All I do is listen to some brainwave entrainment, and it does all of this for me naturally. And what that means to you is you can allow the science to take care of this process for you. So you don't need the skill of learning to meditate. You let the science do it for you, and boom, you generate the exact same responses as if you were a seasoned Zen meditator. I mean, it is incredible. You strap on your headphones, you press play, and within a few minutes you're in this meditative state. It's incredible.
Yeah. So brainwave entrainment is a kind of a way to cheat at meditation, and I love that phrase, because first and foremost, this webinar is about how meditation is a powerful brain hack in and of itself, and how you can tap into those amazing results, those amazing benefits of meditation just by practicing it. But secondly, this webinar is about how to cheat at meditation. It's about how to achieve those huge, amazing benefits without making those huge time sacrifices. And so I guess that's really kind of like the ultimate brain hack. And one of the things that I really love about brainwave entrainment is that it is entirely based on science. It's proven. It's not something that you have to believe in. You can just slip on a pair of headphones and passively listen to a brainwave entrainment audio to experience the benefits. And one such audio, one of those brainwave entrainment programs that's available right now, is called the Brain Evolution System. And Carl, I think that's the program that you use to get the benefits that you've been enjoying.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That is. And, I shopped around. As soon as as I say, I found the research that supported this science, and I started to experiment. And, there's companies offering different audios and solutions, and I tried them all. But then, I found one called Brain Evolution System, which is effectively a 6-month program. And I was a little bit put out by that. It's like, 6 months, it seems like a bit of a long time, and wasn't too sure. But luckily, my intuition was strong, and the first thing I noticed is the quality. The sound quality is incredibly high. It feels like you're almost in an IMAX cinema theatre, like incredible surround sound, beautiful sounds, very peaceful. And even the first level was of Brain Evolution System was far deeper than any other that I'd had. It gave me a far deeper meditation. Well, obviously anything I could do on my own, but also any of the other MP3s or audio systems that I'd used. So that was phenomenal. But that was just month one. I then went through the 6-month program, as I say. By the end of it, I was experiencing these profound connected states almost immediately. Within minutes of putting them on, my business was taking off. I was feeling far more confident. I mean, that's one of the big things. I mean, I just felt better about myself. All of the material benefits are great. It's nice to figure out ways to earn more money or to achieve your goals. That's awesome. But the biggest thing for me is that I actually like myself a lot more. I stopped worrying about stuff for the most part. I was far less anxious. I started to see myself as like a real nice person, like without going to OTT. A lot of self-love. It felt real nice. 30 minutes a day, usually just before I go to bed when I'm, it's dead time anyway. I'm not doing anything. I sit up in bed, put my headphones on. I've got it loaded up on my iPad as well. Press play. I had the most blissful experience, this feeling of connectedness before I go to bed, and wake up full of confidence. I mean, I can't recommend it enough. Sincerely, from my perspective, if you're going to change one thing in your life and you want more happiness, more kind of success, more creative thinking, more focus, then it's just one thing. It's learn how to meditate. And if you're like me and you want to enjoy life now, and you've got a busy life anyway, but you still want these benefits, 30 minutes a day, try listening to Brain Evolution System, dude. It's absolutely rocking.
Yeah, well, that's brilliant. I guess that's the magic of brainwave entrainment. And I know we're going to be chatting more about that program, the Brain Evolution System, a little bit later on in the webinar. But for now, Carl, let me say thanks so much for joining us on this webinar. It's been a real inspiration to chat with you.
Oh, thanks, man. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Carl. Okay, so that was Carl Harvey of everydayvisualization.com, the guy they call the binaural beats geek. And what I'd like to do for just a moment now is to review a few of the things that we've talked about so far on this webinar and with Carl just then. So far, we figured out that meditation is incredibly powerful, especially when you get into those deeper states. We pretty much knew that anyway, but maybe we didn't realize just how beneficial it could be. Those benefits are huge. And getting started with meditation can be really, really easy. You just find yourself a comfortable position, you relax, you allow yourself time to be in that stillness. You observe any thoughts that crop up and you just let them drop away. And you do this for a half hour or so each day, and you just begin to notice the differences in your life. The benefits of seemingly doing nothing can be huge. And over time, you'll begin to access deeper and deeper states of mind and unlock some of the real benefits of meditation that we talked about earlier in this webinar. Now, there are plenty of resources available online, plenty of ebooks that will teach you how to meditate if you want to know more about the actual processes, but you really don't need to know that much. You can get started with the basic information we've provided you with so far. It's easy. Now, the problem is that it takes so much time to reach those deeper states that it can often really hold you back. It takes patience and effort and more effort, and that can really put a lot of people off meditation in the first place. But there is another quicker way to access those states and gain those benefits, as we heard when speaking to Carl just there, and that's by using Brainwave Entrainment. And he also mentioned one of the Brainwave Entrainment programs available, the Brain Evolution System. Now, let's talk briefly about Brainwave Entrainment and recap on those facts that Carl briefly touched on. Now, I know that brainwave entrainment sounds confusing, but this is an area of science that can really seriously help you to reduce the amount of time that you spend meditating and dramatically increase the results that you get, all with virtually zero effort. So let me explain it all just a little bit more. Your brain, it's a 3-pound organ consisting of 100 billion brain cells or so. Now, these brain cells all talk to each other using little spikes of electricity. And overall, this activity generates a mild electrical field, a frequency pattern, which can be detected using an EEG machine. Now, these frequencies are the signature of what's happening inside your head. So, for example, right now, you're awake and you're consciously listening to me talk. And that means that your brain waves are operating in what we call beta, around 12 to 30 hertz. And hertz just means cycles per second. And when you fall into a deep sleep tonight, your brainwaves will likely drop down into certain delta patterns, which are typically 0.1 to 4 hertz. And as I said, these frequency patterns are the signature of what's happening inside your head. Now, the same thing happens when you meditate. We know the exact brainwave signature of someone in deep meditation. Their brainwave patterns go deeper and deeper, all while you remain awake and conscious. And the more advanced the meditation, the deeper the brainwave frequencies, and the greater the benefits you see in your life. But the problem is, as we've seen, that it takes years of practice to reach those deep states. But that's where brainwave entrainment comes in. It provides you with a cheat, a quick method of achieving those deep frequencies without requiring years of practice. And here is how. This is the science part. Now, the brain is really super good at playing follow the leader. If you expose it to a particular frequency, it copies that frequency. So think of it this way. When you strike one tuning fork at a particular frequency and hold a second one next to it, the second one starts vibrating at the same frequency as the first. The brain is the same. By exposing it to stimuli, typically a simple piece of MP3 audio, that contains a specific encoded frequency, the brain follows that frequency and brings about that state of mind. So, for example, expose your brain to a frequency of 4 hertz, that is, say, 4 beats per second in an audio MP3. Listen to it, your brain will hear the pulse, the frequency, copy and train toward it, and gently take you down into a state of deep meditation. And here's the crucial bit. By creating brainwave entrainment audio files that tap into those deeper and deeper meditation frequencies, you're suddenly able to access those deeper states of mind that meditation masters take years to tap into. Using this brainwave technology, you can skip decades of difficult, tiresome meditation, skip hours and hours of daily practice, and quickly begin to access those deeper states and tap into that state of being in the zone, literally on demand. Now, can you imagine being able to gain all the benefits of super deep meditation in a fraction of the time that it would normally take? Over the past decade, there have been many brainwave meditation programs that have hit the spotlight. Centerpoint's Holosync springs to mind, all providing simple solutions that can help you to enjoy the power of meditation from the comfort of your own home. Just listen and enjoy the results quickly and easily. Now, the main problem with such tools is that they tend to be incredibly expensive. They can cost thousands of dollars to complete a course that can stretch to almost a decade. Others use out-of-date technology, or they add unnecessary subliminal messages to the mix, or they're created by amateurs that want to tinker with your brain, or they use really simple patterns that the brain soon zones out of, rendering them useless in the medium term. Inquire about any of those points before you try any brainwave meditation program. But they're not all like that. There are quite a few programs out there that can really make a big difference. The Brain Salon is one such brainwave entrainment program, which provides quick audio shots of focus, mood increases, and other states as and when you need it. Just listen and let it influence your brainwave patterns. However, one of the most powerful on the market today, and one that Carl Harvey just mentioned, is a program called the Brain Evolution System. We're going to be chatting about that in just a little while. But firstly, I'd like you to consider what we've talked about so far on this webinar and just get it all into context. So firstly, remember that meditation is genuinely the true secret to massive amounts of brain power. It can help you to let go of stress, enjoy greater relaxation, master your emotions, think sharper and increase your memory, boost your mood and energy levels, and so much more. Research studies have proven that it can even dramatically improve your health and help you to live longer. By just meditating more, you can unlock your mental powers and tap into the zone and a state of peak performance 24/7, all effortlessly. So, if you take nothing else from this webinar, then at the very least, please take the advice that you should meditate more. It will deliver results. Secondly, if you can, research the world of brainwave entrainment and perhaps try out some of the programs for yourself to help boost your meditation results. You see, brainwave entrainment is the ultimate brain hack. It's a hack that doesn't just focus on one area of your brain, but on all areas at the same time, enabling you to tap into uber states whenever you desire just by listening to a simple audio program. And it's a hack that can truly unlock your brain's innate power and will save you 70,000 hours of meditation time in the process. So research it, learn more about it, try it out for yourself. This hack will change your life and seriously enhance your human potential. Okay, now during the last part of this webinar, I'd like to briefly chat about one of the most powerful brainwave entrainment programs out there, as well as introduce you to a very special guest, one of the pioneers of the modern brainwave meditation industry. And I'm really honored to have him in on this webinar today. Now, earlier in this webinar, Carl Harvey mentioned the Brain Evolution System. Now, the Brain Evolution System, or Brainwave for short, was originally launched back in 2006. It's a 6-level brainwave meditation program, and it combines 3 different entrainment methods to deliver the most effective brainwave meditation program ever. Now, it helps to achieve all of the most powerful brain-boosting benefits of meditation, all in just a few minutes a day. And it was the first and the original program designed to help you save over 70,000 hours of meditation time. Now, it's quick, it's easy, it's effortless to use. It takes just 30 minutes a day to listen to the program. You just slip on your headphones and relax. And you listen to the program once a day for 6 days a week, and each month you move on to the next level. And within the first couple of listening sessions, you'll start to really feel yourself changing on the inside, and others will begin to notice it too. Brainwave is the ideal way to start your day, or a great tool to chill out before a big evening. It'll get you into the zone for that moment, as well as progressively building your mental muscle further and further. And again, that muscle analogy really works. After a brief workout, your muscle is pumped for the next several hours, and your workout counts towards building a better, longer-term muscle too. Now, the Brain Evolution System is an incredibly powerful technology, and I'm so pleased because hopefully now we've got on the line and we're going to cross to our very special guest. He's actually the original co-creator of the Brain Evolution System program, the original pioneering brainwave meditation program. It is Mr. Lee Benson. Hello, Lee. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Carl. Nice to be speaking with you today.
Oh, it's great to have you on the webinar. And just to make everyone aware, Lee was actually the original co-creator of the Brain Evolution System. He worked with Michael Kelly to set up the Brainwave Labs and architect the entire 6 levels of the Brain Evolution System back in 2006. And his work still continues just as strong today. Lee, can you describe to me the Brain Evolution System in a nutshell?
Yeah, sure, Carl. The Brain Evolution System is basically a brainwave entrainment meditation program. Okay, so it's designed to put you into a state of peak performance on demand. It's also a progressive program, meaning that the results build on themselves as you go through each of the 6 levels. They enable you ultimately to enjoy living in what you would call the zone. So that feeling of just total achievement, of being at the height of your game, and it enables you to go into that zone whenever you want. So Brainwave is basically the best, simplest, fastest way to enjoy the big benefits of meditation without sacrificing endless hours each and every day to get there.
Okay, so that makes sense, I think. And we've already talked on this webinar about how brainwave meditation programs like the Brain Evolution System can help to enhance your meditation results. What kind of benefits will people get when they actually start the program?
After just listening once, most people find themselves letting go of stress, problems, anxiety, things related to that. They find themselves relaxing more. They generally feel more chilled out after listening. And that's really just the first listening session. From that point on, the results are progressive. It gets better and better, so the results build over time. Now, I heard you talking about the muscle analogy earlier on, and that's a great way to look at it. You're ultimately building your brain like a muscle. It becomes more powerful the further you go through the program. So just like going to the gym, you get progressively better results. And as you progress, you'll become more immune to stress and anxiety. You'll find yourself able to relax more. Your quality of sleep will improve. You'll find that you're actually able to start performing better on less sleep because the brain is optimized. Now, I know that you've told me before, Carl, that you actually sleep for just around 4 hours a night after listening to Brainwave, and you still feel that you're alert, you still feel that you're able to take on the day as if you had double the amount of sleep. So the benefits to your productivity are huge. But it actually goes much deeper than that. As you continue through the levels, you'll start to notice that your brain power starts to sharpen. Your memory improves, you become more creative, you find yourself working through studies and complicated materials more easily. You're able to read faster and just take in more of the information. You just generally become more focused overall. Your mood, happiness, energy levels, they also increase. This comes from letting go of the stress that we talked about. So you're less anxious and handling everything in life that comes your way, you just do so much more easily and much more in control. Now, you also learn to master your emotions better, your emotional states. You become able to overcome negative blockages. You learn to let go of bouts of depression. And as a result of all of those things, naturally, you'll find that you have improved health and well-being generally.
Well, I guess for the people that are new to this, could you tell us how do you actually use the Brain Evolution System?
Well, this is the best part. It's really easy to use. You just slip on a pair of headphones. You listen to the first level, there's 6 levels. You listen to the first one once a day, 6 times a week. Now, you'll feel as if you've been transported into a meditative world of bliss. You'll probably feel as though that 30-minute session lasts for actually just about 5 or 10 minutes. It goes very, very quickly. It's a very enjoyable session. Now, at the end of the first month, you just then move on to level 2, and so on all the way through the 6 levels. It sounds like a commitment, but it's just like, again, back to the gym analogy. You start to see results very, very quickly, and you begin to notice those results after just listening just a few times. You'll naturally want to continue more and see more of the results. Again, it's a very, very quick session. You'll look forward to each one, and it really is as simple as just hitting play on the iPod or the CD player and letting the program do the work.
Well, so you just put on your headphones and listen. It's an entirely passive tool.
Exactly. You put on your headphones, get comfortable, hit play, and let the program do the work. It's a good way to chill out in the evening also. I know a lot of people use it in the evening, or you can use it in the morning. It's very simple to do that if you want sort of that boost for the day. Many people actually set their alarm clocks about 30 minutes earlier than they regularly would, and they use that last 30 minutes to go through the Brainwave program. They find that the benefits that they get from doing that are actually better than the sleep that they would have had in its place.
Wow, yeah, that's a really smart idea. So, well, Lee, I really love the work that you've done with the Brain Evolution System. I've seen the pictures of you in Dovedale, capturing some of that 3D audio with your team. I've seen you recording the US television specials with Michael Kelly, the co-creator of the Brain Evolution System. The program, I think, is just so useful and inspiring. One final question for those that might be interested in meditation and brainwave entrainment, but not necessarily in the Brain Evolution System. What kind of advice would you offer them?
Now, just because I think that brainwave entrainment and specifically BrainEv is the best way to approach this type of these types of results that you're looking for, doesn't mean that you should just take me at my word. Both meditation and brainwave entrainment work wonders. Science proves it. And so I invite anyone listening to check it out further. There are plenty of studies online that prove the scientific concepts of getting these types of results. As for the advice I'd give anyone trying to choose a brainwave meditation program, firstly, don't just go for the cheapest. There are dozens of copycat programs out there created by amateurs. Secondly, on the other side of the scale, you've got to beware of hidden costs. Now, several of the big players that I know of, they tend to offer low entry costs, so they'll sort of get you hooked into the program, but with extremely expensive additional levels. So you've got to choose a program that's been clearly defined. The pricing policy is clearly defined. You know up front what you're getting into. Thirdly, choose a program with realistic listening lengths. Okay, many brainwave meditation programs are an hour or more in length. Now you've got to ask yourself if you could really spare that time each day. 30 minutes, we find, is the most effective listening time. It can very conveniently slot into a day. Again, one good strategy, simply set the alarm clock 30 minutes earlier. Now, fourthly, I would recommend that you try to choose audio programs that combine a variety of different entrainment methods. Now, some programs that I've seen, that I'm aware of, and I've even used in the past, they use just one method. So they use some things such as binaural beats, but they don't then combine the complementary methods that the BrainEv system uses, and those methods can seriously enhance the results you get. Now, fifth, you've got to beware of boring sessions. You're going to be using this thing every single day. Brainwave meditation programs, they can bulldoze the brain with a single entrainment stimulus, and this could be binaural beats. Now, it may be effective for a couple of sessions, but the brain soon zones out. So choose a program that incorporates these different dynamic brainwave entrainment elements and patterns and rates. Also, don't be fooled by extras, okay? Some programs, they add in things like subliminals or hypnosis or guided relaxation. These things do not enhance the effectiveness of the entrainment process. They will almost definitely distract from it. So choose the most powerful program without any of the scientifically dubious add-ons. Now, finally, get a program that is backed by a full guarantee and is a reputable company. It has people that have taken the program, who can tell you more about their results, who can walk you through the process. Good advice generally, be smart. Check out all the other options. Search around, figure out what's best for you.
Yeah. Well, it's some brilliant advice, Lee, and really solid stuff, I think, for people to consider when they get started in this area of brainwave entrainment. So, well, let me say thank you. Thank you so very much for joining us today on this webinar. I've loved what you had to say, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk more about it.
Well, of course, no problem. Thank you very much, Lee Benson. So, that is BrainEv, the Brain Evolution System, a simple tool for cheating at meditation, for tapping into a state of effortless peak performance 24/7, and for saving 70,000 hours of meditation. Brainwave entrainment, the Brain Evolution System, that is the ultimate brain hack. And I know, because I originally started out as an actual user of the program. And I know that sounds like one of those really cheesy TV commercials, but I was originally one of the first customers of the program way back in 2006. And I was so impressed, I literally bought the company. And it sounds a bit surreal, but it's true, and that's how I ended up being the one here today to share this amazing brain hack with you. It's something that I've shared with hundreds, thousands of people across the world, and now it's with you. Now, I'd like to finish today just with a few testimonials of some of the clients that I've worked with over the years, just to give you an idea of the impact that the brain evolution system has made. I've played with various types of entrainment tools for years. Some of them have worked amazingly well for me. Some of them had no effect whatsoever. Brainwave was one of the few that worked amazingly well. I definitely recommend giving it a shot. That's from Mark Joyner, the #1 best-selling author of Simpleology. I personally believe that the brain evolution system is one of the most powerful self-development tools on earth. Relax more and think sharper than ever before just by listening to a simple audio recording for 30 minutes. I urge you to try it out, said David Ricklin, the founder of the web's #1 self-development site, selfgrowth.com. I've been an avid fan of the Brain Evolution System for almost a year now. Having graduated from the program, I can tell you that it's made a huge impact in my daily life. My thinking is so much quicker, and I'm able to handle stressful situations with greater ease. Brilliant, says Kristen Howe, the best-selling author and self-development leader known as the Go Big Coach. The Brain Evolution System is a powerful brainwave entrainment audio program that will support your mind in being empowered and energized for success, happiness, and positivity. I listen to it every single day to supercharge my mind. Excellent work, says Dr. Joe Rubino, the founder of the Center for Personal Reinvention. Over the past few years, I've invested thousands of dollars into personal development products, trainings, and seminars, and I can honestly say that Brainwave is one of the best investments I've ever made. I've just finished going through the 6 levels, and I'm amazed at how much more focused, creative, and relaxed I am than I was before I started the program. If you're committed to becoming the best version of yourself, I highly recommend Brainwave, says Phil Drolet, the creator of the Feel Good Lifestyle. I will finish my journey through the Brainwave system this Thursday. Undoubtedly, the experience is incredible. What I've realized is that my concentration is greatly improved than before. I can sit for close to 3 hours on a task without realizing it. Before then, I could hardly go through an hour of intense concentration without having a break, says Dr. Otieno Frederick Onyango, the head of the physics department in the Kigali Institute of Science and Technology. And that is just the beginning. We've collected literally thousands of totally unsolicited testimonials over the years. You only have to search online for reviews to find out what people are saying about the Brain Evolution System, or check the community forums. You see, Brainwave can dramatically change your life. Okay, now here's the really super cool part. It's absolutely free to get started with Brainwave. You can try out the first month, the whole of level 1, for absolutely nothing. It doesn't cost you a cent. It is free. And after that, it costs just $99 a month for 3 short months. That's a total of $297 US for something that will genuinely revolutionize your life. And that's all you'll ever pay. There are no extras. And that's less than the cost of a few nights at a decent motel for something that is guaranteed to change your world. Consider it against the thousands that you pay on rival programs. Plus, with the Brain Evolution System, you get a full 7-month guarantee too. And that means you can try out the entire program and all of the 6 levels, all from the comfort of your own home in your own time. And if you're not absolutely overwhelmed with the positive results you get, just drop us a simple email and we'll refund everything you ever paid, no questions asked. You see, Brainwave is the only program to offer such a huge refund guarantee, and that's because we're so confident that we'll turn you into a huge fan of the Brain Evolution System, all within just days, if you just let us try to impress you. So get started today and try out level 1 for a whole month absolutely free. And if you decide to continue to the next level, again, we'll charge you 3 monthly payments of $99. And for that, we'll provide you with VIP access to our members area. We'll unlock the 5 remaining advanced Brain Evolution System levels. We'll sign you up for our regular support emails. We'll send you our comprehensive user manual. we'll enroll you in our free video support package, where we send you monthly support videos showing you how to use each level. You'll be given free lifetime support to our brainwave specialists, and you'll be given access to our open community where you can share your experiences and get advice from other power users. We will even give you priority access to a further special advanced level, level 7, when you finish the program, so you won't be left wondering what to do after you've graduated. And it won't cost you a penny to get started with all of this. Brainwave is fully proven by science. It's backed by a secure guarantee, and with an open forum and team of experts just waiting and willing to help you at any time. It's the perfect way to get started and to fire yourself up for an awesome year ahead. Now, this is a limited offer. We are running this free trial as part of a marketing experiment, and it is only being offered through a number of select partners. Now, you're one of the few that have signed up for this webinar today, and you are being given this free trial offer. So if you're interested, sign up now. Secure your position, and we will guarantee that we'll make the full program available to you at this special low price of free for the first month, then 3 monthly payments of $99. We'll make sure we guarantee to give you the 7-month no questions asked guarantee and all of the extras that I've already mentioned. Just click the button underneath this webinar screen now to sign up immediately and take advantage while you can. You're going to love what this does for you, and it's all 100% guaranteed too. Well, it's just about time now to wrap up and to review what we've gone through during this webinar. Well, we started out by looking at the awe-inspiring power of the human mind and the many benefits that you can enjoy in life once you hack into your own brain power. We then uncovered the single most powerful method of boosting your brain power, using meditation. We briefly discussed some of the thousands of scientific research papers that have proven its effectiveness in helping you to achieve states of peak mental performance, as well as improving your overall health. Then we delved a little into the world of science, and we figured out how to rocket your meditation results by using the science of brainwave entrainment. And we found that this was truly the ultimate brain hack, helping to save over 70,000 hours of meditation. And then specifically, we discussed the brain evolution system and how you can use it to enjoy all the benefits of meditation, letting go of stress, relaxing more, boosting your brain power, sharpening your thinking, improving your mood and energy levels, getting into the zone, even improving your health, all on demand. And so now it's time for you to go out and to try out some of what you've learned today for yourself. So do your research, learn more about meditation and brainwave entrainment, and if you can, and I strongly suggest it, start your free trial of the brain evolution system for yourself today, risk-free, by clicking the button below. And if you take nothing else from this webinar, at the very least, just try to meditate just a little more each day. You might find yourself amazed at the results. So I'm going to leave you now with a 90-second video explaining the brain evolution system in general. I hope that you enjoy it. So thank you so very, very much for joining me here on this webinar today. And that's it. I'm Carl Moore. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Much appreciated, and goodbye for now.
Do you feel as though you could be getting more from your brain? Would you like to reduce stress, sharpen your thinking, master your emotions, and enjoy more happiness in your life? Thousands of scientific research studies have proven that there is one surefire way to enjoy all these benefits and more, by tapping into the amazing power of meditation. The problem is that in order to enjoy these kind of benefits, you'd have to meditate for years, just like a Zen monk, and commit a total of around 70,000 hours to the job. That's why thousands of people have decided to speed up the process by using the brain evolution system. Let's explain. Your brainwaves show what's going on inside your head. When you meditate normally, you access deeper brainwave states, helping to clear distracting thoughts, release stress, and increase brain power. The deeper you go, the more profound the results. The brain evolution system speeds up this process. By playing special brainwave tones embedded inside relaxing audio, the brain evolution system influences your brainwave patterns, taking you into a super deep state of meditation. In the world of science, this is called entrainment. When you strike a tuning fork at a particular frequency and hold a second one near it, the second one starts vibrating at the same frequency. It's the same for the brain. Expose the brain to ultra-deep meditation frequencies, and it'll start to meditate practically without effort. That's just what the Brain Evolution System does. It acts as a gym for the brain, progressively getting deeper and deeper, building your mental muscle over a series of 6 powerful levels. This helps you to permanently erase stress, boost your mood, sharpen your thinking, and release emotional baggage. And all you have to do to enjoy these awesome, lasting results is listen. Oh, and it's totally free to try out too. So begin your trial of the Brain Evolution System today and discover the amazing results for yourself.